Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is kind of a spur of the moment video. I've been planning to get back on YouTube and start creating videos again and sharing my walk with the Lord with you all and just sharing different, things about faith and my journey there, and hopefully encourage you all to, remain steadfast in your walk with the Lord. And if you don't know the Lord, to get to know him. I feel led to create this video today because right now I feel really inspired, but I also feel really full. I watched one of my favorite Christian creators today. She put up a new video, and she talked about her battle with mental health disorders as a Christian. And she kind of walked us through, some of the things she's been dealing with. And when I tell you guys, that was one of the most, I don't even know if I should be recording right now because I'm so shocked, and not even just shocked, but I feel so seen and heard by the video I just watched, to the point where I'm like, I kind of want to make this video in case there is someone else who is going through some of these similar things, and you have faith in Jesus and you walk with the Lord daily and you pray and you fast and you read your word, and you feel still so broken at times. And one of the things that she mentioned was, you can do all of these things and you can have faith in God, but that does not mean that you're not going to have suffering. The Bible literally tells us you will have trials, you will experience tribulations in this world. And if you don't believe me, you can just read the book of Job. He literally lost everything. And God allowed him to lose everything. He lost his children, he lost his wife, he lost his land, his friends were mean to him. But all that is to say, we are meant to suffer as believers. And the question is not if we'll suffer, it's when and how. And I think, it doesn't mean that you're a bad Christian. It doesn't mean that you are not following God how you should. But something else she mentioned was how Paul talks about the thorn in his side. We all have a thorn in our side, whether it be anxiety, depression, OCD, lust. Let me think of another one. Lust, greed, pride, insecurity. We all have a thorn in our side. And he is the healer. He is the great physician, and he can heal us. And I believe that for a lot of us, he will heal us, that the question is not if, it's just when he decides that that's right to do so. But I don't know, I kind of think of like a diamond, how we experience this pressure and these horrible, heartbreaking diagnoses and just life experiences, and grief. But afterward, you come out looking so much more like Christ. And I just want to encourage someone today, first of all, you're not alone. Man, I literally, guys, I have struggled with some of these things my whole life. And it was so nice watching one of my favorite content creators and leaders in the faith express publicly that she struggles with these things as well, because it made me feel like, oh my gosh, I am not crazy. I am not alone in this. I have fasted, I have prayed, I have asked the Lord for guidance and revelation. I have rebuked this demon and that demon here and there, but this is something that I'm still struggling with. And that doesn't mean I'm doing anything wrong, and it doesn't mean God is mad at me. He's not. He's proud of me, and he's walking with me through this and during this, and that's the same is true for you all. So be encouraged, and remember, the testing of our faith produces perseverance. And while that may be hard to, really think about while you're laying in bed and you're unmotivated and you're depressed and you're sad or you're insecure or you're overwhelmed, it is important to remember that God will not leave you. And I think, there's so much power in unity, especially in the church. There's so much power in letting one another know you are not alone, that I'm literally dealing with the same exact thing you're dealing with, so that we can not allow the enemy to take the things that we're dealing with and convince us that our identity is not what God says it is because we're dealing with what we're dealing with. You know, I think for so many years, the devil has literally used my mind as a playground to say, oh, you know, Heaven, since you deal with anxiety, you know, and you don't really trust the Lord. You're not a real Christian, you know, you do all this talk, but you don't really have it together like that. You're not actually a child of God. Like, we can't allow him. The devil is a liar. We cannot allow him to attack our identity because we struggle and because we suffer. You know, like Jesus says, take heart. You're going to have tribulations, you're going to have trials, you're going to suffer, but take heart because I have overcome the world. So we have to take heart and continue to remain faithful to God because he's faithful to us, and just trust that everything will work out in your favor. Man, I'm just really full with gratitude. And I feel like my life has been transformed just because someone else was obedient to God and shared their walk with him and their journey and their struggles with these mental health disorders. I feel really seen and heard, and I hope some of you feel the same way as well, and that you know how loved you are by God, by me, by other people in the church, and that you take this and you continue to encourage others, and to know that it is okay to not feel okay all the time. Just because you're a Christian, that doesn't mean you're perfect. If anything, it means that we need to rely on Christ more, you know, and not our own abilities and strengths. So just be encouraged and encourage others, and remember how loved you are. Thank you guys for watching.